Hello and welcome to Steve's Retro Loft. Now, if you believe the adverts, we need more Ninja. Of course we do. It's the remake of Saboteur from Clive Townsend. Let's take a look. It's not the next version, it's for the 48K Spectrum. So, why did Clive release this? It actually says on the side of the cassette, this is the Saboteur I would have made if I had a better development system in the 80s. The code has been optimised, making it faster in places, and more importantly, he's organised the code and graphics neatly, and this has freed up some memory for extra graphics and features. Now, he says I hope you like them. Let's take a look and see if we agree. Right, let's have a quick look at the packaging. The cassette case itself, it's the actual plastic case is sort of screen printed, which is quite a nice touch. The cassette itself also again got a nice print to it. Now the only issue I've had is obviously there's no window to see how far you've got through the tape or which side of the tape you've been used. It's not the end of the world, and obviously you would have removed obviously the nice print in the middle if there was a big gap in there. So yeah, I can live with that. It's it's a bit of a pain, but it's not the end of the world. The actual sleeve wise, it's just basic game synopsis and a few controls and a few screenshots there. And these are some of the backers, I believe, of the original re-release. So I'm not sure if it's a Kickstarter or something similar to that, but there you go. I believe if you put the money up front, you put your name in here. Obviously, I didn't, so yeah, there you go. Unfortunately, I didn't realise that this was a thing, so I didn't get a chance to do it. So yeah, that's the cassette. Let's have a look at the game in action. What I am going to do is obviously I've got a couple of different screens running. One of them is from an emulator of the original game version, and the other one is actually recording from my Next. I was going to try do the recording via my 48K Spectrum I normally use, but the actual quality isn't that great for a screen recording. The way I normally do it, as you see on the screen now, it's quite fuzzy around the edges, and I thought if I want to do a comparison of old and new, I might as well use my Next, because obviously that's HDMI output, so it's a little bit cleaner. So there you go. That's the reason I'm using Next. It does work fine on the 48K Spectrum, and if anything, it actually loads better on the 48K Spectrum. There seems to be a slight timing issue on the loading screen if you're using the Next. The loading screen's animated. What it does, it fires the gun. I won't go into it. Obviously, you can see on the front, it's pretty much a replica of that as the loading screen, and there's a sort of flash as the firing the gun. And for some reason on the Next, or maybe it's because I'm running at 50 Hz rather than 60 Hz, it doesn't quite run as quick, and so therefore you miss the second part of the tape loader. So obviously the idea is if you're going to run it on via the Next, is to press pause when it's loaded the screen, so you don't miss that. But yeah, I'm not sure where the bug is. I don't think it's a bug with the software, because it works fine on the 48K Spectrum. It just doesn't work so well on the Next. So there you go. Right, now this is a Saboteur. Now on the opening screen, not a lot of differences straight away. One thing I did notice, there's appeared to be a slight issue with redefined keys. Not sure if it's a bug or whatever, but I couldn't find anything in the manual or the little sort of card that came with the game. What it seems to do, it doesn't like QAO, and N, or specifically doesn't like the P. So whether the P is reserved for pause, I don't know. But it didn't seem to work for me. So I've redefined the keys slightly to the left of the QAO, and N, so it's IO rather than OP. Now, one of the first things you can notice is there's a moon. So yeah. So let's go up. Not too many graphical changes yet. As I said, it's only slight subtle differences between the game. Oops. Still get attacked by the dogs quite easily. Yes, have it. You can see there's some slight differences on the next version with the shadows on the boxes and things like that. Oh, get in. So there's not a vast difference in the game, so I'm not going to go too far into it. I can see if I can creep up to this man slowly and oh, yeah, there you go. But so I'm not going to do full walkthrough. Obviously, you've got the hard hat area on this version compared to the old version. Oops, yeah. Something I always seem to do is yeah, forget about those platforms and how easy they are to fall off them. Oops, as you can see, the actual background is a lot different on on the new version. Oops. So if there's much difference on the computers, no, not really. There's not a lot of difference there. Apart from the shading around the screen, and yeah, go on, have it, and. So it's all more shading around the box there, and obviously around the top of the building complex. So yeah, there's a few little things, a few sort of marked differences. So I'm not going to go too much into the game. I'll leave that as a surprise for anybody that buys it. But it's nice to know there's one. Yeah, so there are one or two little differences. Let's try and think where this leads you to. Does it take you to another room? Ooh. Yeah, it takes you to there. So there you go. Now I've completely lost sidetrack. I've actually sort of lost the position on the old one. To compare the two together. As you can see, my time is getting close to running out, and I've got nowhere near the mission of collecting the disc, or was it? I can't remember which bit you did first. Oops. But yeah, that was the comparison of the two versions. As I said, there's some very subtle differences, and yeah, there's enough. I think enough really justify the game. It doesn't seem to. What used to happen? The older version used to slow down a bit more when there was a few more things on the screen. Now I don't know if it's because I'm on the next or not, but it does seem to be you still get a little bit of slowdown when there's a few things on the screen together. But yeah, but it's not so bad. Yeah, and there you go. I have died. Oops. So yeah, that was a quick. I'll just get rid of that now. That was a quick look at the two versions of the original and obviously the sort of recreated version. There we go, that was Saboteur, the sort of re-release from Clive Townsend. So it's not vastly different from the original, but a few tweaks here and there, and a few bug fixes which I think Clive's gone and sort of managed to sort out. Because I believe the original version you can actually escape on the helicopter without actually completing any missions. I think it might have even come up and said mission complete, which is a bit odd. But other than that, yeah, it's nice to see these sort of authors going back to their old software, maybe tweaking them and fixing them things and maybe slight improvements, which is good to see. And I'd say at €12, which I think roughly with delivery came to maybe about £13-14. I think so, it's not a bad price. Looking forward to a couple of other Clive's future releases. He's got a Saboteur 2 Avenging Angel. I'm not sure if it's just for the next or he's going to really release it for the Spectrum. And there's also a new program called the Porto Problem, which possibly, I don't know too much about it. It might be the third one in the series, but we shall eagerly await those, and I'll probably do a quick look at, not review, I don't do reviews, you know that, but I'll have a quick look at the game when it's released and put it on here. Anyway, enough of my rambling, because it's getting really hot in here. It's the 2 days of the British summer. So, and being in a loft, it's not great. So it's freezing in the winter, and yeah, like a greenhouse in the summer. So yeah, enough of that. Anyway, thank you for watching, and yeah, and if you like it, like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, if there's any issues, please let me know, and I'll see what I can do to address them. Other than that, until next time, I'll see you soon. Bye bye.